Welcome to this edition of the State of the Course, and Happy New Year from your Natural Resource Management team. I'm your Golf Course Superintendent, Ken Kleinadler, and in this edition, we wanted to give you an update on the golf course conditions, as well as a brief update on the master planning process. So the golf course is in great condition this time of the year. We had a wonderful November in 2018, a slightly drier than normal December, and leading into this month of January than normal. But overall, the conditions of the golf course look great. We're just past our winter solstice 3 weeks ago, so the sun is lasting longer and longer. It's making its way above certain trees that are causing some shade issues, and we're really making the turn, as we say, this time of year to have just a fantastic season. I've had a few questions recently on our golf course lake levels, and I wanted to touch on that a little bit today before we talk about our master plan. You'll notice that the lakes that are north of the Cocohatchee River are very full, or they look at their normal lake level like they normally do this time of year. The watershed from Orlando and from Bonita goes down, and we're seeing that a lot of courses north of the Cocohatchee River have nice lake levels. I've talked to a few different superintendents, and there are no issues there. However, south of the Cocohatchee River, we're noticing that the lake levels are very low. We've gone back to our groundwater elevation samples that we have taken every month by Johnson Engineering, and according to our records, we've seen levels this low in these lakes in 2016 as well as 2009. This is something we definitely want to keep an eye on, and we're keeping into contact with our lake management company to make sure that the quality of the water is maintaining the same, so we don't smell any algae or see any negative effects from such a low lake level. I've also reached out to different golf courses south of the Cocohatchee River, and I'm hearing the same thing, that their lakes are very low as well. Keep in mind that all of these lakes are tied to the water table, but we will make sure that we're checking the water quality of these lakes and maintaining them to the best of our ability moving forward. With that being said, let's move on to hole number 11 to talk a little bit about the master planning process, the restoration of excellence. One aspect of the master planning process would be to restore the greens to their original design. We've looked at our original documents as well as taken geo-measurements, and the greens have shrunk roughly 25 to 30% in some cases. I'm out here on hole number 11 green, and we've placed irrigation pin flags around this green just to show you today in this video how much the green has shrunk over the years. Now, that's a natural occurrence in Southwest Florida. But when you look at it here, it's just incredible how much more surface area, how much more landing area, pin locations, and just overall playability we could have from going back to the original restored design of Colliers Reserve. So pin flags are in this video, but we want to give the membership a notice that we will be painting around hole number 1 and also hole number 11 greens, just to show everyone as they're playing the golf course how much the greens could expand to the original design. So be on the lookout for that, and hope you enjoy. Another aspect of our master planning process are the tee boxes. The tees were originally constructed in 1993 with Bermuda grass, and then later converted to paspalum in 2003. Since then, we've seen a lot of Bermuda grass make its way into our tee boxes. This is very common with golf courses that have paspalum and Bermuda on the same property, especially when you propagate new grass on the same area. However, we're standing here on hole number 4, and although we have a lot of Bermuda grass on these tees, we're able to blend it in with our mechanical practices. However, we're seeing in the last few years that the Bermuda grass is mutating into more of a common, more aggressive form of Bermuda, where it lays on top and has an unsightly look. For example, the area on the big tee on hole number 3. Unfortunately for us, the variety of paspalum that these tees were constructed with is no longer available. So we're forced to take from certain tee boxes that have a clean strand of paspalum and sod cut those and use that for sod work in other areas. So as you can imagine, we can only do this for so long. And as part of the master plan, we'd like to convert the tees back to Bermuda grass, just like we have on our fairways. I know everyone loves our fairways here. They look great all year long. They're glowing, they play fantastic. And we want to have that same beautiful look on our tees. Standing out here on hole number 12, the front left side bunker, and this past summer we tried out 2 new bunker fabrics as a test to see if we wanted to use these in the future, the next time we go to replace our bunker sand. So as you take a look here, on the left-hand side we have what's known as bunker solutions. It's a fabric material. So expose this right here. You can see it's a grainy material. It allows the water to percolate, but this material also keeps the bottom of the sand stable. So if you were to expose one of the sides of the bunker faces, that material is actually, the grain is up, holding onto the sand, so when we have heavy rains, it really helps with washouts. We've had a couple good rain events since we put these in, and they've held up just fantastic. So I wanted to show that. And the second thing is, we're going back through our bunkers. Again, we replaced our bunkers with 4 to 6 inches of USGA spec sand, 37M sand. That's the same sand we had before. What I've got here is a probe, and we have the whole staff go through, and we probe throughout the entire bunker. And just showing here, the bottom of the orange paint is 4 inches. This here is 6. And we take different measurements to make sure that we are in that zone when we hit the bottom of the bunker. So in this case, you can see here's the fabric. Here we are at 4 inches of sand in this bunker. Sometimes bunker sand moves around, gets pushed in certain areas where it's higher. If we're a little low in some spot, we'll move it down. And if in any areas we see consistent 4 to 6, but then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, there's more sand, we're gonna remove that and get it out of there and make sure that they are consistent 4 to 6 inches of sand all the way through the bunker. Then we take an industrial plate compactor, we run it through the entire bunker, we plate compact, just to try to keep the bunkers as firm as we can. We understand that with new bunkers, they're beautiful, but it takes a little while to get used to that new sand. It can be frustrating going from old bunker sand that's very firm and even thin as far as the depth, to brand new, typically fluffier, lighter sand. It takes a lot of time to compact those. Heavy rain events, Mother Nature really needs to help us out, especially to get those to firm up. And I feel like they've gotten much better, but we still want to make sure that we're moving forward to improve these bunkers with compacting, always checking our sand depths, and ensuring that the bunkers are consistent and playable throughout the golf course. So we just took a look at our bunker solutions bunker in the front left side of number 12. Here we are in the front right side of hole number 12. And in this bunker, we had a hybrid capillary concrete bunker. So capillary concrete is another material that's out there to protect bunker faces. It's a permeable concrete material, so water does go through it, it does percolate. And we use that material just on the face of the entire bunker, and on the bottom of the bunker we actually left it just sand, but we added some fabric in the bottom and tied that into the concrete so that the underlying material wouldn't contaminate our sand. So it's a fabric on the bottom, we have capillary concrete on the face. You can see here it's very strong material, it holds everything in place. And there's a few things from this material being out in the marketplace that we learned. One, it was better to leave the bottoms open for better water percolation, but also the edges can become exposed over time, exposing the concrete back past the original line here. So what we did was we actually laid down a few layers of AstroTurf, and that's what you see here. This material, this is actually AstroTurf laid on top of the concrete, and that protects that concrete from being chipped and exposed over time. We also edge our bunkers with string trimmers, and we want to make sure that we never go past that point. We never wanted to expose that concrete. And so this acts as an additional barrier to make sure we never lose our original edge of our bunker. So then on top of that, we laid our soil and we put our sod on top. You see the grass is doing great, the roots are running down here. And this is also working very well as well as the bunker solutions. So this is a true hybrid bunker, one of a kind. Our bunker solutions bunker is a complete bunker solutions bunker, one of the only ones that we know of in the Naples area. And both are working out great. So we're excited about both these technologies, and glad we got to share them with you here today. We hope you enjoyed this edition of the State of the Course and found it informative and educational. On behalf of myself and the entire team at Golf Maintenance, thank you so much for your support. We're all excited and looking forward to another spectacular season here at Colliers Reserve. Thank you.